I wanted to come on here and talk about finances because finances is something that is extremely important to me. I have worked so hard to get to where I am, and by the grace of Yah, because I did not do all this by myself, I will never say that I got here by myself. Now, physically, in this physical realm, yes, I did. Okay. There was nobody physically here helping me to get to this point. It was, y'all providing me the opportunities to work my butt off to pay off my debts. Now, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube watching finance videos and seeing people in financial situations that I used to be in, with a lot of debt, a lot of credit cards, with a lot of personal loans, um, with car loans, with all kinds of stuff, student loans, all of that. So that used to be me, because when I came out of college, when I graduated college, before I graduated, I was working at the university library. I was also working at the university newspaper, and I was also working at Macy's in the Houston Galleria. So I had several jobs, and I've always had several jobs. This year, well, not even this year, but in 2022, when I got my current job, I was working two jobs, and then I resigned from that other job. So this is like the first time in my life that I've only had just one job, just one. Because I always worked several jobs. I worked Lyft. I used to work Shipped. I did Postmates while I had like a full-time job or a part-time job, or I had multiple part-time jobs at the same time. But the thing is, I was not being a good steward over my finances. And that is something that I feel like, through prayer and obedience and asking Yah to help me be a better steward over my finances, I am now in a situation to where, hey, I don't have a whole lot of bills. I live below my means. I don't make a whole lot of money. I don't. But, this is where we are. And so something that I've been seeing a lot of is, I don't know if y'all know, but Klarna and DoorDash are now coming together. They're going to be partnering. And I just think that it is absolutely diabolical that people are going to now be ordering their food and making installments on the food they've already ingested, and digested. I I can't fathom how crazy that is. Like, and the thing is, because so many people use like the buy now pay later, like Klarna, Affirm, I think Shop Pay is one. If I'm not mistaken, Sizzle, however you pronounce that, they use that as well, to buy things now. That instant gratification, that's the thing that people want, instant gratification. They want that thing now and then worry about paying it later. Well, the thing is, you get it now, but you're in debt later, because not everybody makes their payments on time, nor do they have the money in their account, which ultimately affects your credit. But the whole point of this is, it's going to put people in a worse financial position, because if you think about how many people use DoorDash, and I've used DoorDash, I've used Uber Eats, and now I typically just use Grubhub because it's free delivery. But the thing is, people who are already in a bad financial situation are going to be in an even worse financial situation because of this. Especially all of the people who are already in debt by using Klarna, and then the people who use DoorDash. So, my point is, Yah has blessed you with a job. Whatever job you're working, you did not get that job by yourself. He blessed you with this job to be able to financially take care of your needs, because he knows what you need. People are talking about how they're in debt. They want to be in a better financial situation, but they're not making the moves to be in a financial situation. You can't ask Yah to give you more where you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing with what you have. You can't. You can't. And that thing is, it took me, I am 36 years old, and I am just now realizing all of this. I had to learn the hard way about finances by being in debt, by always having my bank account in the negative, by not being able to put gas in my car. Not only was I not making enough money, I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do with the money that I was making. You know, all my money went to food. It did. But to be where I am now, praise Yah. So I wanted to read something to you all. And this is coming from Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. Let your way of life be without the love of silver, and be satisfied with what you have. So don't be trying to make more money. Don't be trying to think of how you can make more money. I'm also speaking to myself. But be content with what you have. Now, if you're not in a good financial situation to where you can't pay all of your bills and you're not making enough money, absolutely do what you need to do. Get another job, or, get a different job that pays more. For he himself has said, I shall never leave you nor forsake you. So he's not going to let you go without. But if you're sitting here just blowing it off, all this money that you are getting from your job, if you're blowing it off, you're going to be in a bad situation. Absolutely. So that we boldly say, Yah is my helper. I shall not fear what man shall do to me. Like, if you're sitting here just blowing things off, like blowing off this money, of course he's going to be like, no, absolutely not. But this also brought me to another story that can be interpreted in more than one way. So this is coming from Matthew chapter 25. Trying to make sure my computer doesn't go to sleep. Watch therefore, because you do not know. Matthew 25, verse 13. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. For it is like a man going from home, who called his own servants and delivered his possessions to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, and to another 2, and to another 1, to each according to his own ability. So they're getting, and these talents could be literally like talents, like their skills or their purpose, but it also could be related to money, right? He gave them a certain amount of money according to their ability to do what they can do with that money. And he who had received the 5 talents went and worked with them and made another 5 talents. In the same way, he with 2 also he gained 2 more. But he who had received the 1 went away and dug it in the ground and hid the silver of his master. So he did nothing with the money. Did absolutely nothing, but just let it sit there instead of making more, right? So of course we know what happens. He says, he tells the 2, well done, good and trustworthy servant. You were trustworthy over a little, so he had a little money. I shall set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master. And he said the same thing to the one who had 2 talents, because they had went out and made it into more. And so if you have a little bit of money and you're not doing what you should be doing with that little bit of money, he's not going to give you more. He's not. What you have is what you have. And if you're sitting here just blowing it off, not doing anything with it, not making it grow, because the thing is, we're not supposed to be indebted to anyone. We're not. We're not supposed to be borrowing money. We're not supposed to be owing anyone money. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. However, we do find ourselves in these situations to where that is the case. So, and we see what he says to the last one who did nothing. He says, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Then you should have put my silver with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. And then, of course, he casts him out into the darkness and whatnot. And here's the thing. You may not have a whole lot of money, but if you are taking that little bit of money and making it work, making sure that your household runs and making sure that you're paying off your debts, how much more do you think he's going to give you when you're doing all of this with that little bit of money? He's going to give you so much more, right? And so I had this mindset of, oh, I'm not going to pay them student loans off. They're just going to be there forever. But it's like, no, I went to college. I graduated. I used that money that was loaned to me. And my current job Yes, I am working in my degree field. So I'm going to pay it back. I am. I'm going to pay it back however I can. And I wanted to show you something. This is my starting debt. I was at $104,062 in debt. I am now at $19,820. By the grace of Yah, and look at all those debts that I had. 3 cars, private loans or personal loans, credit cards, a bunch of credit cards, y'all, a lot of them. And they were high, like $5,000, right? Care credit, medical bill, PayPal, student loans, another credit card, all that. And I paid it off. And what is something that you should do? A budget planner. So I'll give you all a glimpse at what it looks like. And I created this myself on Canva. And basically it's just my income, the bills that I pay, debt, any side income, and then I do a monthly budget at the end, or a monthly wrap up at the end. And I also have a sheet where I do no spend days, and I do keep up with my expense tracker. So the point is, get your finances in order. You have this job that Yah gave you. There's no reason that you should be in debt. And again, I'm speaking to myself. There's no reason that you should be in debt. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to take care of your household and your family. There's no reason for any of that. Like all of these subscriptions, cancel them. Let me tell y'all, all my bills. Okay. I have rent, which is like average $13.30. YouTube Premium. I have AT&T. I switched from T-Mobile to AT&T, which knocked off like $70 a month. I pay for iCloud storage, $2.99. My life insurance with my bank, $35.21. TXU, my light company, which ranges like $150. State Farm, my car insurance, $136. I pay for ink with HP, $540. I pay for Amazon Prime, $750. I have Allstate for my renter's insurance. I used to have USAA, but they tripled it, and I was just like, no, $21.53. And I have Netflix, $750. I don't pay anything else. I live well below my means because I do not make a lot of money, and I want to be a better steward over my finances. I don't have a car payment. I paid my car off 3 years ago. So yeah, y'all, get better with your finances. Create a budget planner. Create a budget. Do better with what Yah has given you. And that's with anything, not just money, with whatever skills you have, with whatever the purpose that he's given you. Do better with what he has given you. I know some people were like, oh, well, we're going to die anyway, and this, that, and the other. We don't know when that's going to happen. So until then, that doesn't mean that you could just goof off. I was going to say another word. That you can just goof off, like, and just do whatever you want. No, it doesn't work like that. So do better. I hope that this was edifying, and I hope that this was encouraging. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all when I see you.